Sunflower oil is a fat that is extracted from the seeds of the sunflower plant. It is one of the most widely consumed vegetable oils in the world. Every year, millions of liters of sunflower oil is sold worldwide. But how is the oil extracted from sunflower seeds? The sunflower is native to North America and has been cultivated by native cultures for centuries. As the 19th century progressed, sunflower oil began to gain popularity as an edible oil in Europe. Throughout the 20th century, advancements in oil extraction technology, such as mechanical presses and refining processes, allowed for the production of higher quality and greater quantities of sunflower oil. The process of making sunflower oil begins with the seeds. During the growth of the plants, constant monitoring of seed development takes place. The farmer will observe the color and state of the flower heads to determine when they are ready for harvest. This involves checking that the seeds have reached their maximum size and that the petals have fallen off. The decision of when to harvest sunflower seeds is based on the maturity of the flower heads and seeds. The flower heads should display a brown color, and the seeds should be full and easily separated from the head. In addition to seed maturity, weather conditions also influence the timing of the harvest. Ideally, the harvest will take place on a sunny and dry day to avoid excessive moisture in the seeds and reduce the risk of head damage during the cutting process. After the flowers turn brown or black, a harvester collects and separates the seeds. The mechanical harvester cuts the sunflower heads and carries them through a series of cutting and separation systems. The flower heads are moved through conveyor belts and rotating drums that separate the seeds from the heads. Sunflower heads undergo a threshing process within the harvester. The rotating drums and vibrations help to detach the seeds from the heads. After separating the seeds from the heads, the sunflower seeds are emptied into trucks and delivered to the oil factory. Trucks carrying 22,000 kilograms of seeds arrive at the factory. For sorting purposes, quantities are recorded, and the delivery is documented to ensure traceability and seed quality. The seeds are unloaded into storage silos, where they are kept under controlled conditions of temperature and humidity, as it's important to avoid exposure to moisture and contamination. During this stage, the seeds undergo an initial cleaning process to remove larger impurities such as stones, soil, leaves, and other debris. This is done using cleaning equipment like sieves and air separators. A total of 25,000 tons of seeds are sorted each hour. If the seeds have a high moisture content, they may need to undergo an additional drying process to reduce their moisture levels to suitable levels for oil extraction. After cleaning and sorting, the seeds are stored in specific silos or containers until they are ready to move on to the next stage of the process. Cleaning and analyzing the seeds are essential to ensure that the produced oil is of good quality and meets industry standards. Next, the sunflower seeds go through a dehulling process. This stage is crucial for removing the outer shell. The dehulled seeds, known as kernels or grains, are the ones that will be processed to extract the oil. The kernels are cleaned again to eliminate any shell residue or impurities that may have remained after dehulling. Then, the sunflower kernels undergo a roasting process. Roasting is done with the aim of enhancing the flavor and aroma of the oil. It makes the kernels easier to crush and breaks the cells of the seeds to release the oil they contain. The kernels are roasted at a controlled temperature to prevent oil degradation and achieve desired results. At this stage, the roasted sunflower kernels are fed into a series of mechanical presses. The temperature inside is kept below 40 degrees Celsius. The presses apply pressure to the kernels to squeeze out the oil. The press operator must monitor and adjust the speed, pressure, and temperature. Keeping a press cool is not easy due to the heat generated by the crushed seeds. Controlling the temperature is crucial at this point. If the seeds are too hot, it indicates that heat is building up, and they will have to open the outlet more to reduce the pressure inside. As the kernels are compressed, the oil is released and flows outward. The oil is collected and separated from the remaining material, which is a mixture of kernel residues and oil. This press processes 100 kilograms of seeds per hour, yielding 38 liters of oil. It's a low volume but of high quality. The seed residues will be sold later for making animal feed. Cold pressing yields less oil than other methods, which is why it's a process used mainly by small specialized companies. Large oil manufacturers typically use solvents and high-pressure, high-speed presses, which yield much more but also generate heat that darkens the oil and reduces its aroma and nutritional value. After the mechanical extraction process, what remains is a seed cake. This cake contains crushed kernel residues and may contain small amounts of residual oil. The seed cake can be used for the production of animal feed due to its nutritional content. Once the oil has been extracted, it is pumped through a filtration system. A series of steps are necessary to clean, clarify, and filter the oil before it is ready for consumption. The extracted oil can contain impurities such as solid particles and small amounts of water. To allow these impurities to settle, the oil is stored in sedimentation tanks. During this process, heavier particles sink to the bottom of the tank and are separated from the oil. To speed up the separation process, the oil undergoes centrifugation. High-speed centrifuges separate solid particles and water from the oil, allowing for more effective and rapid separation. The oil is passed through coarse filters to remove larger solid particles. These filters retain larger particles and materials that may have remained in the oil. After sedimentation and centrifugation, cloth filters allow the passage of oil while preventing seed residues from seeping through. The oil passes through these filters several times until it achieves a clear color. Mastering the art of cold pressing requires a lot of experience, but the result is a much healthier and more flavorful oil. The oil undergoes finer filtration using filtering media such as clothes and filter sheets. This filtration retains even smaller particles and helps clarify the oil, leaving it nearly free of impurities. To remove volatile compounds that contribute to unwanted odors and flavors in the oil, the process of deodorization is carried out. The oil is heated to high temperatures under vacuum and passed through a deodorization column. The volatile compounds evaporate and are removed, leaving an oil with a more neutral taste and aroma. The clarified, filtered, and deodorized oil is cooled and then stored in storage tanks under controlled conditions of temperature and light. This ensures that the oil maintains its quality during storage. Once the oil has gone through all the refining stages and has undergone a quality analysis to ensure it meets the established standards, it is packaged into plastic bottles. During packaging, precautions are taken to avoid exposure to air and light, which could degrade the quality of the oil. The equipment turns the plastic bottles upside down and injects pressurized air to remove any dust or dirt from the inside of the bottle. They then rotate the bottles back into the filling position. Once filled, the bottles are sealed with a dispensing cap. Each bottling machine in the factory fills 22,000 bottles per hour. Labeling machines work at the same speed. They apply adhesive to the back of each label and then place the edge of the label on the bottle. The bottle rotates, wrapping the rest of the label around itself. As the bottles leave the labeling machine, a robot separates them into groups of 12, then picks up and places each dozen into a shipping box. The filled sunflower oil containers are stored in appropriate controlled areas. Temperature, humidity, and light exposure are kept under control to preserve the oil's quality. Once the oil has been properly packaged and stored, it's ready to be distributed to retailers, supermarkets, and other points of sale.